have returned to the real world. Welcome back.
Thank God, we're back. Yeah, I dragged you around a lot, huh? Sorry, man. I'm dead tired. How you holding up?
Yeah, awakening to a persona tends to do that to you.
Me too. Man, I'm gonna sleep like a rock when I get home. But damn, if what we saw was for real, oh, this is gonna get good. I totally remember the faces of the guys Kamoshida was treating like slaves. Once we make him fess up to any physical abuse, Kamoshida will be done. So, wanna help me look for those guys or any witnesses?
Sure, I'd be down for it.
Now that's what I'm talking about! Hey, so if you're thinking of laying low because you got a record, I don't think that'll help. Everyone already knows. They totally got you pegged as a criminal. Kamoshida opened his damn mouth.
I mean, I know that guy's guilty of almost everything that goes on in this school, but do you have any proof of this specifically?
No one else besides a teacher could have leaked it that fast.
I mean, I suppose so, but what exactly was his point there?
It doesn't matter if it's a student or a club. That asshole just wrecks things he doesn't agree with.
So maybe he just didn't want a problem kid at this school. He thought it would drag down, frankly, himself too much.
Just like he did with me. No one will take anything I say seriously. Still, those rumors about him getting physical might be real. And after seeing Kamoshida's distorted heart thing in person, there's no way I can just sit back. I'm counting on you. Don't worry, I'm hyped about this too.
We've met a friend. But wait. A friend of a thief? What does that make him?
Acting as a phantom thief would have been more efficient alone. You could have gone about it that way. However, you did not. There are merits to having associates. That's what you decided. Am I wrong?
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the chariot persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
All right.
Unlike past protagonists, Joker's life as a thief and his social life are forever linked. Cultivating relationships is not just an out-of-dungeon side activity. They will directly aid in our thievery, and as a result, they are called Confidants in Persona 5 rather than social links. But as is typical of Persona, each relationship is represented by a tarot arcana, and they all connect to the symbolism assigned to that card. The Chariot Arcana represents assertiveness, self-control, and victory. In the Fool's Journey, it's connected to the meaning of its previous card, the Lovers, which represents choice. By coming after it, the Chariot shows firm conviction in the choices an individual has made, the assurance that these were the right decision and will pay off. A pretty good reading for someone who just risked it all to take a stand against Kamoshida. The Chariot is also a symbol of physical strength, especially in Persona, where characters associated with it are often athletically gifted and are physical attackers in battle. This also extends to the Personas of this arcana, who tend to be physical attackers, but in Persona 5, Chariot Personas tend to resist or block physical, gun, or both, which makes them very useful to have around. Mythology-wise, they tend to be figures associated with warfare, fighting, or weapons. The personas on the list that I've marked in gold are Royal exclusive paid DLC. I'll be covering those at a later date. Raising the Chariot Confidant will have an impact on these personas as well as other benefits, but how do we go about raising a Confidant, and what exactly does that mean? Each Confidant has 10 rank ups to it. Each one can be initiated by hanging out with the character once you've achieved enough friendship points in previous ranks. I'll go into how this works once we do rank 2, because the first rank of every Confidant is always free. If you've watched any of my previous Persona series, there's a lot more information here than usual, and there's about to be even more. Because not only does every Confidant in Persona 5 have its own gameplay benefits, but they're also more intrinsically tied to the story than they were in previous games, which means that most of them have their own strange quirks to their rank ups. In Ryuji's case, a few of them unlock hangout spots, places you can invite other confidants to. Rank 5 is also locked out until plot progression, and rank 7 is weird. It's a fixed event that can only occur at nighttime. Once you reach rank 6, you'll have to wait for Ryuji to text you an invite to rank 7 before you can do it. So despite Ryuji being available almost every day, this confidant takes a little bit more effort to max out than you might expect. As for the purple S on Rain, that means sometimes. Most confidants are not available on rainy days, but if the rank up happens to occur completely indoors, then it will be available. For Ryuji, some of his rank ups are outdoors and some of them are indoors, and so I put a sometimes for Rain.
Oh. Right. I haven't eaten anything since lunch.
And we do know that time seems to flow in there, so we're probably pretty hungry by now.
It'd be weird splitting off now, so why don't we grab a bite somewhere? Just follow me. I mean, I totally gotta hear about your past.
Oh, he's gonna lose it when he hears this.
What? The hell, man? How much shittier can that asshole get?
Honestly, I mean, from what we've seen, Kamoshida may be worse.
But just hearing your story makes me angry. So, you left your hometown and you're living here now, huh? Huh, we might be more alike than I originally thought. You're the first guy that made me think that. I guess it's how we're treated like a pain in the ass by the people around us. Like we don't belong.
Oh no, this, So, I had to study belonging for my, year 12, high school English course. It was the first year they ever did belonging, and as a result, the teachers had no idea what they were doing, and so I have post-belonging stress disorder. Whenever I see that as a theme in any piece of fiction, I get hit in the PTSD, so, yeah.
I did something stupid at school before, too. The place you're living now is in Yongen, right?
That any close to where you are?
It's rush hour on the subways. I suggest you kill some time before heading home.
Yeah, well, I guess while we're on the subject of confidants, typically once you hang out with one, it will skip straight to evening.
What the hell, man? You barely touched your food. Just let me do it. I gotta thank you for helping me. Anyways, I got your back like you got mine from tomorrow on. As long as we do something about Kamoshida, I'm sure we'll both feel better about being at school.
Changing this school one teacher at a time. Yeah, we're up for that.
Oh yeah! Tell me your number. Oh, chat ID too.
So, this being like the first Persona game to be made after smartphones were a really popular thing, SMS messaging, well, like I think it's like SNS, and in Japan they don't even use SMS for messaging anyway, but yeah, text messages will be a game mechanic from now on.
Just you wait, Kamoshida. We're gonna start right away tomorrow. First, let's hit up those guys that were kept as slaves. The volleyball rally's tomorrow, huh? Shit's recommended by Kamoshida. Makes me want to gag. But thanks to that, we got no classes in the afternoon, and we can walk around unnoticed.
Because everyone will be distracted by the volleyball. I like the way you think.
Well, I guess we can work out the details tomorrow. Come on, you gotta eat more. There's tons of ginger here.
Just for some reason, that line delivery by Max Minneman, I've always just had that stick in my head. I don't know why. Like, I mean that in a really good way. Just that line always sticks with me.
So, about this plan to take down Kamoshida.
Okay, let's not, say that out in the open.
Ah, right.
Because you never know who might be listening. Like a certain prosecutor, or a high school detective. This is the first time I have ever actually realized those two were in that scene.
I haven't been sleeping well lately. Whenever I close my eyes, I keep thinking about too many things.
Shiho.
Nationals are coming up soon, so I keep thinking, should someone like me really be on the starting lineup?
Don't worry. Just be confident in yourself. Your skills have been recognized. It's all because you work harder than anyone else.
Yeah. Volleyball's all I have after all.
More importantly, was that injury okay? It looked really swollen.
No, it's nothing. It's normal. Especially since a meet's coming up.
Sorry to interrupt, Suzui. Mr. Kamoshida told me to get you.
Huh? What does he want?
He didn't say.
It'll be fine. I bet it's a meeting about the starting lineup or something.
Yeah. Well, I better go.
Yep. Good luck! Hang in there, Shiho.
You're home. I take it you actually went to school today?
Kind of.
Hey, you better not be getting into trouble. People have already got their eyes on you. Don't do anything too stupid, got it?
Well, I mean, I guess infiltrating the castle inside our evil teacher's mind. You be the judge of whether that counts as stupid or not.
I don't know what you've been up to, but trust me, you'll be gone if you start causing problems. In case you forgot, your life is not a free one right now.
Right on cue. I love that. It's like the equivalent of answering the door with, "No one's here!" Let's just hope this chat group isn't named something like, Kamoshida going down, all as one word.
Are you even listening to me? Just stay away from bad influences, okay?
Well, what if one of our teachers is a bad influence?
Hey, I'm gonna head home for the night. I'll lock the store up. Don't go wandering out.
And here we are, our first opportunity to save after Ryuji's awakening. Speaking of which, if we go into stats, Morgana's not actually here. I guess because he didn't follow us into the real world. So yeah, we have Ryuji, he starts at level 4 with Captain Kid. And not a lot of skills right now. But we can check what the game says about his background. I'm not really sure how many sources agree on that last part. That seems more like a One Piece reference than anything. Oh, okay. Yep, can't even go downstairs and watch TV. Can we even sit on the couch? We can. Oh, I kind of skipped over that. And let's save. Now, as we go to bed, we're gonna get a text message. Ah, so you too have that. Well, I mean, we can't really call it malware anymore, because it's kind of helping us. But I mean, this means that Ryuji can go in alone, and I don't know if that's going to be safe. I think I know what's coming. Yep, more of these blue chains.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. I thought about resuming our previous conversation tonight. That is why I have summoned you. What are your thoughts? Are you becoming accustomed to this place?
What, becoming accustomed to a tiny cramped prison cell? Oh, actually there are... Oh, I didn't realize this. There actually are dialogue... I'm so taken aback by this. There actually are stat lock choices in this game. Except that it doesn't actually matter at all for, like, confidant progression or social stats or anything like that, so functionally it's nowhere near as bad as P4.
Ah, glad to hear it. It seems you have nerves of steel.
There was one more guts-locked option that I was aware of, but it doesn't come until rank 8 of the last confidant in the game, so by that point it's not really relevant at all.
The goal of your rehabilitation is to thwart the fated ruin. However, such a feat cannot be done by you alone. Today, you entered a partnership with someone who awoke to the same power, did you not? Involving yourself with others is an important foundation for your recovery. You've done well. That said, I am not advising the formation of superficial relationships. It must not be a frivolity, but a ring of those who would, by morals or faith, lend you their strength. In other words, they are bonds with those who have been robbed of their places to belong.
That again?
The expansion of said ring will, in return, help you mature as well.
Personas are the strength of heart. The stronger the bonds that surround you, the more power your personas will gain.
So that was true of all, well, Persona 3 and 4.
There are countless people in the city who have talents that a weakling like you doesn't. You better rack that noggin of yours and get them on your side. We'll change that into power.
So, finally the full tutorial to Confidants. We'll be finding people like that in school and town. Our first few Confidants are just outright forced, though. I'll go more into exactly how Confidants work once we rank up our first one of our own free will, which won't be for a little bit longer.
Indeed. You should be prepared to use even myself, or your ambitions will not come to fruition.
But this is a first for the series.
We have a deal then.
Igor himself is also going to be a confidant.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the full persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
That is our first concrete Confidant ability, and it means absolutely nothing to us at this point. And we get a second one too.
Alright.
Arcana Burst was actually something that existed in Persona 3 and 4 as well. You'd always get bonus experience when fusing personas based on how high your rank was with that particular Arcana. However, it actually has an official term this time, Arcana Burst. I'm so glad for that because it was so unwieldy to refer to it as the experience bonus you get when fusing a persona that matches an Arcana that you have ranks up in. And this is the biggest change in 5 compared to 3 and 4, because Confidants, the replacement for social links, give you abilities on top of Arcana Burst. Every Confidant will give you special skills, some of these for the real world, some of them for the metaverse. And many of these Confidant abilities are insanely powerful. So, making friends, yeah, the power of friendship is very, very strong in Persona 5.
Well, you will understand it all in due time. Continue devoting yourself to your rehabilitation.
Now this conversation's over. Get lost, inmate.
And with that, I can finally go over the full Arcana. The full Arcana exists outside the usual tarot numbering, but is often considered to be number 0. It represents the beginning of a journey, innocence, spontaneity, creativity, and freedom. The idea of taking a leap of faith, but also inexperience. A common tarot motif is the idea of the Fool's Journey, where you start with Fool and then run through the other Arcana in order, telling the story of an individual coming into their own in the world, growing from inexperience to maturity. Something I didn't get to mention during Chariot is that the design of the tarot cards in Persona 5 are direct parodies of the Masai tarot deck, being pretty much one-to-one replicas with a humorous twist on them. In the case of Fool, the dog is attacking his leg. Personas of the Full Arcana tend to be mythological trickster deities or shapeshifters, fitting in with the idea of infinite possibilities. Gameplay-wise, they specialize mainly in ailment skills, but many of the full personas in Persona 5 learn the Lucky Punch and Miracle Punch skills. You might have noticed this is an unusually large set of personas, and I've had to color code a lot of them. That's because since Full is the Arcana of most protagonist personas, a lot of the DLC personas ended up here. The gold ones, as mentioned in Chariot, are Royal exclusive paid DLC, while the red ones were paid DLC in vanilla Persona 5, but are free in Royal. If you're considering buying the P5 Royal DLC, I just have to warn you that Orpheus Female is disgustingly broken, so only use her if you want all the difficulty in the early game to evaporate. As for the persona in Cyan, that's a treasure demon, but that mechanic won't be introduced until another palace. The Full Arcana is a special one in the Persona games from 3 and onwards, but in 5 it's even more special since for once we've got a social link, confidant, I may be doing that a lot, with Igor himself. The Full Confidant is our first plot-based one. We don't need to worry about ranking this up ourselves, it will automatically rank up over the course of the story. And provided you avoid any bad endings, it will always be maxed out by the end of the game. Because of this, I'm actually not going to be showing and going over its Confidant abilities here, as they're abilities that you will always have at certain points in the plot, and as such, I don't want to spoil them. But there are some Confidant abilities I can go over now, and those are the ones for the Chariot Arcana, now that we know what Confidant abilities actually are. First of all, Follow Up, Hurricane Recovery, Endure, Protect, some variant of a Talk ability, and that mysterious thing at rank 10 are abilities that every party member Confidant gets, and all of them pretty much speak for themselves. Though every party member's follow-up attack is unique to them, we'll be seeing each one as it happens. The Confidant abilities exclusive to Ryuji are Stealth Dash at rank 4 and Insta-Kill at rank 7. Stealth Dash is exactly what it says, and it's okay, but it's an ability that I unlock so early most of the time that I'm more used to the game with it than without it. It's just something that you get used to as a default thing to have. It's also one of the abilities that, as I've highlighted here, carry over to New Game Plus if you max out the Confidants. I really wish it was the rank 7 ability that carried over though, because Insta-Kill is, well, okay. To talk about Insta-Kill, I first have to discuss how it worked in vanilla Persona 5, because there, it was not only one of the worst Confidant abilities in the game, it was also one that hindered you more than it helped you. In that game, it would always trigger when you ambushed a weak enemy, and it would end the fight immediately and give you no experience or money. This meant that you had to avoid ambushing weak enemies if you wanted to level up or grind money off them. And there was no way to turn this off too. In Royal, this ability got possibly the biggest glow up of any Confidant power in the game. So firstly, it only triggers when you dash into a weak enemy, meaning it will never activate unless you explicitly want it to. It reminds me of a mechanic in Earthbound, where dashing into weak enemies on the field would instantly destroy them without initiating a battle. Instead of going into a battle, the enemy just dies and gives you the full battle rewards, including experience and money. Sure, it only works on enemies around 10 levels below you, but here's the thing. The sheer amount of time you save by not entering battle means that this is, bar none, the best way to grind experience and money in Persona 5 Royal. Just go into a low-level area, dash around for a few minutes, and watch the level ups and money come pouring in. This ability alone makes Ryuji's Confidant worth prioritizing in Royal. And you'll be making him a better party member at the same time.